I'm just gonna be honest. Everybody's voice to me sounds the exact same. Hello everyone, Victory here, Victory's Concepts, and Amoya, Mac, Johnny, whoever you know. He's one person and he's talking about this. So, I want to talk about how everybody's voice to me sounds the same. So, about 80 to 90% of people sound the same vocally. You could literally just put them in the same room and they'll sound the same. This goes for women, men, and many different people of all ages, mainly. So, and does this bother me? Not really. I just wonder how the universe or God, constructs, these voices and why these voices to me sound the same. Because it's just like, I listen to my friends, or like different YouTubers, or they reveal their voice, and a lot of people sound the exact same. You could, like I said, you could just literally just put them in one singular room and have them talk to each other, and there would just be no difference in their voices. And that's a really cool thing, but at the same time, it's just like, why won't the universe itself get creative with how people's voices are structured? It's not necessarily anybody's fault for that. It's, it's just how their, how their vocal cords are built. Like, I don't really know. Like, it's a really odd thing that I have noticed recently. I mean, I don't think you know this thing called predictability, right? Where I basically have talked about how music and a whole bunch of things, they feel boring now, repetitive, and just really predictable and not really enjoyable anymore. Same thing with how I hear people or how I, experience being around people. Same thing. But the voices, what's up with that? A lot of people just sound the exact same nowadays. But then you got people like, and then you got me. I sound different. Sometimes I think I sound like a robot or something. Like, I don't know. Either I sound too feminine or I sound like a robot or whatever. I don't really know. I don't really get that. But that's just how I just hear my voice. Like, I don't really sound human, But the thing is just like, it depends on what kind of pitch or low pitch I got it at. So, if I sound like, if I have a low, pitch voice, kind of like this, kind of, or, kind of like this, like, this is how a lot of, people, they're, in their 20s or like, late, early adulthood, this is how they kind of sound, that kind of thing. But it's just like, I don't understand why I sound so different from other people. It makes me feel really alienated even more. But at the same time, that's good. I don't know. Maybe the reason why everybody sounds the same to me almost, and you could just literally like, let's just say there's a lot of women that I've noticed that sound the exact same, and then there's a lot of men that I've noticed that sound the exact same. There's a lot of people who sound the exact same, but for me, I just sound unique and indifferent. If I'm not trying to, mimic voices or anything, I just sound completely just different. Me, I mean, what other voice would you give for me? Like, what kind of voice would you replace, I mean, comment down what kind of voice you would, if you could replace my voice, what kind of voice would you give me? That's what I kind of want to hear. But it's just like, why does everyone sound the exact same? Why does the universe structure everybody's voice to be similar to each other? It's really hard to decipher who I'm even, speaking to. And it's not always a bad thing either. It's just, it definitely could be better. But yeah, my voice is completely different, and because I see it as different, it's probably because maybe that's why everyone sounds similar. Because, of how I sound. So because I don't sound how, how anyone else would sound, and I've, kind of sounded the same for years, maybe that's why I hear everything differently now. I don't know. I just see a very recurring pattern with everything I see now. But yeah, just a cool video though. I hope you really enjoyed it or found it offensive, whatever. But I just want to get that off my chest. A lot of people vocal cords, they sound the same now. So I don't know, man. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video though. It's a really unique one.